to your game at all depending on who your line mates are? I guess that's an appropriate question, given you got moved up to the first line in the road trip.
Yeah, it's a good question. When I play with Hammer, I played with him I played on his team for a long time, so I've been able to watch him, and I know his tendencies. I kind of know what he does, so I think we've done a pretty good job of getting in shooting positions for him. But when I was playing with Fernando, it's more about we try to put the puck in positions where we can go get it and cycle the puck. And with Hammer, it's more of a transition game where he tries to get the blue line and hit guys late for shots. So you do have to change your game a little bit.
Ethan, getting away from hockey for a minute, you know, being the captain and representing this team in this community, which is a great hockey community, how important is the charitable aspect of your life? I know personally the things you've done that a lot of people haven't heard of, but how much of a balance is there in the responsibility of doing the charity work that you do?
And tell us some of the things you're doing or have done.
I was at the Stollery yesterday. We had a press conference to announce me as the ambassador and my family for the ambassador family to the Stollery. But it's something I learned when I came to Edmonton, that everybody does their part in the community. As Simmer, he's probably the best example. You've done so much in the years that you've been here, and it's just something that's been passed on, and we continue to do that with our young players. And I'm always amazed when you go to charitable events in Edmonton, how much money's raised at the auctions. It's way more than other parts of North America, that's for sure.
You know, dinner with Craig Simpson goes for about 12 grand, and he had to make good on it last night, so.
It was a good one last night, yeah.
But he napped this afternoon, so he's okay. Here's another question for you, Ethan, via videotape.
Hi, this is Sheldon from Edmonton, and Ethan, I'd like to ask you a question. How do you think you fared in that scrap with Sheldon Surrey a few years ago when you were in Chicago? And do you guys get along now?
Okay, and before you answer, what a coincidence. We just happened to have on videotape that scrap back in October of '98 when you were with the Hawks and Sheldon was with the Devils. Or are you going to talk or what?
I forget what happened. Wow. I remember it being better than that.
In your mind, you saw it working out a whole lot better,
that's before he realized he could actually shoot the puck. Actually, that's before he realized there was a puck on the ice.
How old were you there? How old were you there?
I think we're both probably 21. I don't know. I'm guessing.
And how much does the game change for you during those years? I mean, compare that time there to where you are now. The game must be a completely different one.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know, 96, probably 97. So the game's changed a lot where it's so much more skating, and it's way more open ice.
Ethan, you were traded to the Oilers in '99. Now you're the longest serving Oiler with over 500 games here. Did you know that, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, well, good enough. But the question I'm getting to is that clearly you've made a nice home for your wife and children here. Edmonton, is your home, and I'm interested on your take on what some publications seem eager to do, which is to lay this rep on Edmonton as one of the most least desirable places to play in the NHL. What do you think of that?
Well, I think there's a number of examples where guys sign long-term deals here. Myself, Stevie Stais, Sheldon Surrey, Ales Hemsky, Sean Horkoff, those are pretty good players that decided that this is where they wanted to make their future and this is where they wanted to play. So for every example of guys not wanting to come here, there's an example of really good hockey players making this their home.
Well, you're very proud of your family, so let's have a look at some pictures we have here. This will be the last thing we'll be able to do with you as we're running out of time, but that would be you with who exactly is that, Ethan?
That's my wife for now.
Okay.
Look all tanned and healthy.
That's a good-looking family right there.
Yeah, I got amazing kids. It's Trey, he's 8, and Mia's 6, and they should be sleeping. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble with that one.
Wonderful, though, the connection to the kids in this team, though, isn't it? Having your kids in the dressing room sharing those moments with you, that must be a special time for you.
Yeah, even tonight, Stevie's kids are over at my house, and they were watching the game, and yeah, it's always been that way, and they're made to feel welcome in the locker room, and it's a great way to grow up. Your dad plays in the NHL, so I don't lose sight of that. I know how special that is for a kid, and we try to make them feel involved in the Oilers.
Ethan, thanks for joining us under less than ideal circumstances tonight. Really appreciate you coming out. Ethan Moreau, the captain of the Oilers, our guest on After Hours. Want to remind you, we want your best hockey pictures for After Hours snapshots. You can go to our website and upload them. Ethan Moreau was kind enough to share his pictures.